Hello, this is Mastan. Today we're discussing about second chapter. It is the concept of phase controlled rectifiers or phase control converters. So phase control converters means it is basically classified as depends upon the supply, depends upon the output, depends upon the number of switching devices, either it is control devices, either it is uncontrolled devices are to be connected. Those can be classified as different categories. So in this concept we're discussing only the rectifier. What is mean by rectifier? Rectifier means the circuit which converts fixed AC to variable DC is called rectifier. The circuits which converts fixed AC to variable DC is called as a rectifier. So here the rectifier circuit using diodes is called only for uncontrolled. Why it is uncontrolled means depends upon the supply, automatically the diode is forward bias or reverse bias. So that's why it doesn't require another control device to control the diode. So that's why it is called as a uncontrolled rectifier circuit. So the rectifier is defined as the circuit which converts fixed AC to variable DC is called as a rectifier. So in this rectifier circuit we are using only diodes, that is called as an uncontrolled rectifier circuit. Okay, so suppose without diodes, suppose we are using as SCR, that is thyristors, MOSFETs, like IGBTs. Uh, so different controlled switches are discussed in the first chapter. So those devices are used to form as a rectifier circuit, that is called as a controlled rectifier. Okay, so control rectifier, it has only thyristors, there is no diodes. So and off control rectifier, off control, off, the name itself off means that is it has thyristors and diodes. It is a combination of diodes with thyristors is called as a off control. Uncontrolled means I already told, that is only diodes. Okay, only diodes. So classification of rectifiers. So rectifier can be classified as depends upon the supply, that is single phase supply, three phase supply. Suppose if we classified single phase rectifier, three phase rectifier. So single phase rectifier, three phase rectifier. Single phase rectifier again classified as single phase, that is single phase off wave rectifier, full wave rectifier. So single phase off wave rectifier with we are using as midpoint configurations. Single phase full wave rectifier we are using as, so single phase off rectifier. Off rectifier means it has only one diode, only one thyristors. It is called a single phase off rectifier. Suppose if you classify as single phase full wave rectifier, so single phase full wave rectifier can be again classified two classifications. One is bridge configuration, second is midpoint configurations. So bridge configurations, it consists two limbs. Each limb has two thyristors or two switches. So overall, the full bridge rectifier has four switches. That is also called as four thyristors or four SCRs. So in single phase full wave midpoint configuration is it has only two switches, either it is SCRs or thyristors or MOSFETs or whatever it is. Okay, it is a classification of single phase rectifier. Next, depends upon the phases, that is supply, three phase supply. So three phase supply is also called as, again it is uncontrolled, off controlled and fully controlled. So uncontrolled three phase uncontrolled rectifier, it again classified as half bridge and full bridge. So in case of half bridge, it has three phase means three limbs are connected. So bridge name itself bridge form. So three limbs are connected parallel. So each limb has two switches. So overall in this three phase full bridge or half bridge, they have six switches. The name itself half bridge means six thyristors, six diodes. Suppose it is full bridge, all, sorry, in half bridge three switches, three diodes and three thyristors. In case of full bridge rectifier, three phase full bridge rectifier, six switches are connected as only thyristors or SCRs, whatever it is. So that is nothing but full bridge. Okay, so it is a classifications of rectifiers. Okay, Next, applications of rectifiers. So it can be used as traction purposes, HVDC, electromagnetic power supplies, paper mills, textile mills, and speed control of DC motors. Everything we are using as rectifiers. So depends upon the definitions of rectifiers. It converts fixed AC to variable AC. So depends upon that the applications are different. So the applications are, first one is rolling mills, paper mills, textile mills, and speed control of DC motors, traction, and HVDC, finally electromagnetic power supplies. So these are the applications of uh, rectifiers. Now depends upon the, suppose if you take any device, the device will properly working or not. So how it is checked? So we should connect it as output different loads to be connected to that. Then the supply, power supply is given to the devices. Then we are getting output. So different loads are connected across the devices. We should observe current, voltage, and power requirement, whatever we are getting. So whatever requirement we are given to that, so those we are getting output or not. So we are getting exact output, the device is properly working. So that should be we have to check it whether it is working properly or not. So depends upon that. So here we should take in the device is rectifier. So we should know the analysis, we should know the operations of rectifier. So that device should be connected as output is some load, different loads are connected. So those loads are, one is resistive load, second resistive inductive load, and third resistive inductive and RLE loads. Okay, that is a back EMF. So the three types of loads are connected across to that any devices, any converter circuit. So here the converter is rectifier. So I'm taken as different classifications, depends upon the supply, depends upon the number of switching devices to be connected, either it is off control or it is a fully control. So like that they should be classified as. So depends upon the supply, it is single phase or three phase, half wave converter, full wave converter, half bridge converter, full bridge converter. Okay, so it is the classifications. So it's very important. So here one by one we are discussing. So single phase half wave converter with R load, single phase half wave converter with RL load, single phase half wave converter with RL load and freewheeling diode, single phase full wave converter with R load, single phase full wave converter with RL load, single phase full wave converter with RL and freewheeling diodes, and single phase full wave half wave. So sorry, single phase full wave converter with that is full wave converter means it is half of the devices SARs, half of the switches are diodes are, it is called a semi converter. And depends upon the supply, it is I'm taking a three phase supply, three phase half wave control converter, three phase full wave control rectifier. So it is the classifications about depends upon the supply. Okay, now suppose we should it is rectifier. So by giving the supply AC, we are getting as output DC, so pulsating DC. So depends upon the output of DC, we should again the name rectifier is, again it is single pulse rectifier or three pulse or two pulse or three pulse or six pulse. Suppose we are getting output is only one pulse in a completion of one cycle of AC, it is called as a single pulse. Suppose we are getting two pulses in a output, the completion of one cycle of AC, it is called two pulse. So like that, single pulse rectifier, two pulse rectifier, three pulse rectifier, and six pulse rectifiers, like and so on. Okay. So now coming to classifications, I will tell about first concept, single phase half wave converter with resistive load. Single phase half wave converter with resistive load. First we see the diagram. So from this diagram, I'm taking a supply AC, I'm taking a switching device diode, sorry, switching device thyristors. So the load is I'm taking as resistive load. So it is a diagram of AC supply is connected to in series with thyristor, thyristor in series is connected to resistive load. Then it again it connected to supply. It is a closed. So it is a diagram of single phase half wave converter with resistor load. Why it is called half wave converter means, off means only one switching device, that is only one thyristor should be connected. Okay, where here I am taken as Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t. It is input supply. Vs is supply voltage AC. Vm sin omega t, and it is thyristor. So thyristor consists three terminals: anode, cathode, and gate. Anode, cathode, and gate. T indicates thyristors, and Vt thyristors voltage or voltage of the thyristor. I naught indicates load current or output current or resistive load. V naught the voltage across load. So these are the specifications about circuit diagram. Okay, so and it is a waveforms. So in these waveforms, it is a supply voltage Vs, Vm sin omega t. We are getting as first half cycle, negative half cycle. It is the time period omega t, pi, 2 pi, like and so on. Ic, gate current. So here it is control devices. Why it is control device? Should connect gate pulse near to the P layer of SCR. So separately you should give in to the gate signal to that SCR, then it should become turn on. So okay, IZ means gate current, firing pulses, firing pulses, firing pulses. So during every first half cycle you should apply the firing pulses. Okay, so V0 output voltage, I0 output current, and finally VT is voltage across thyristors. So in these explanations we should remember one definitions. So we should give the gate pulses, the thyristor comes in conduction state. So that is uh, at each and every during first half cycle we give, by giving the firing pulses. What is mean by firing angle? Okay, so firing angle is the angle at which the thyristor will comes in conduction state is called as a firing angle. The angle at which the thyristor comes in conduction state is called as a firing angle. So we should apply the different instant of time during every fast half cycle. During every fast half cycle, you should apply the firing pulses to that thyristors. Why you given only firing pulses during every fast half cycle means in forward during fast half cycle, anode of thyristor is connected to AC supply with respect to cathode. So junction J1, J3 is forward bias, only J2 is a reverse bias. We should it forms as a depletion layer. So to overcome that, to break the depletion layer by applying the gate pulses. So by without giving gate pulses, the thyristor comes in forward blocking state. Okay, so at the time there is no anode current. It flows only leakage current. So to break the depletion layer, what we do means by giving the gate pulses. So should apply the gate pulses by giving nearer to the P layer of thyristor. Uh, then the thyristor comes in forward state, forward conduction state. So that's why the gate pulses applied only during fast half cycle. Clear? So it is the meaning of that. So IZ indicates during every fast half cycle the firing pulse is given. What is mean firing angle? Firing angle means the angle at which the thyristor comes in conduction state, or the angle at which the thyristor changes from forward backing mode to forward conduction mode. It is called as a firing angle. The angle at which whatever it is, alpha is equal. The firing angle symbol is alpha. Alpha is equal 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, whatever it is, up to less than 180 degrees only. Why it is means during every fast half cycle the thyristor is in a forward blocking mode. So it becomes changes by applying the gate pulses only. So like that. Okay, clear? So what is the uh, operations? So I am directly take the circuit diagram. So first during fast half cycle, thyristor is in a T1, T is a on state. So by giving the gate pulses. So here the name uh, alpha means firing angle. So I'm taken as this waveform. V0 is output voltage, I0 load current, Vt. See that by seeing the Vt and gate pulses up to this 0, here I'm not applying the, suppose I'm taking as alpha is 30 degrees, less than 30 degrees, what is the voltage across thyristor? Whatever voltage is given to that, that is applied across thyristor. So it is nearly same as Vt, Vs. The Vt voltage waveform Vs is similar to up to firing angle. Clear? Up to firing angle, the voltage across thyristor is same as the supply voltage. So the Vt is followed by supply voltage. So at the time of alpha, the thyristor comes in conduction state. Conduction state means it becomes short circuit. So here there is no voltage drop. Here there is no voltage drop across thyristor. So that's why here up to end of fast half cycle there is no voltage drop. Clear? So once thyristor comes in conduction state, it allows the current. So this current is flows through the resistive load. So here the current. So here at the time of alpha, output voltage some develops. So the where output voltage is followed by supply voltage. The output voltage is followed by supply voltage. So whatever the firing angle is given up to alpha is equal to 30. So the output voltage starts at that point only. So before that alpha, there is no output voltage. Why it is? Whatever supply voltage is given to that output voltage is applied across the thyristor, but the thyristor it is in a forward blocking mode, so there is no output current, there is no output voltage. So that's why I represent here up to this zero output voltage, zero output current. Clear? Zero output voltage and zero output current. So at the time of alpha, the thyristor comes in conduction state. Automatically the output voltage develop. So where the output voltage is followed by supply voltage, it is a waveform. Similar to that waveform will be presented up to this. Same as output current also. So during that time, the thyristor is in on state. What is the voltage of a thyristor? Zero. Okay, it is happening up to end of first half cycle. Okay, at end of first half cycle, automatically negative half cycle will start. Negative half cycle means anode is negative with respect to cathode. Automatically, thyristor comes in a reverse blocking mode. So automatically there is no output current, there is no output voltage. So what about voltage across thyristor? Whatever voltage is presented, what is the voltage across thyristor? It is nearly equal to the negative half cycle, same as that is minus Vm. Clear? So it will be repeated. It is only one cycle. I am explaining only one cycle. It will be repeated number of cycles. Okay, clear? It is operations of single phase off control with resistive load. Okay, where the output voltage, whatever output voltage followed by supply voltage, alpha is equal to something. So at the time of alpha, the thyristor comes in conduction state. The output voltage followed by supply voltage, it is also nearly equal to the supply current. So where I naught is equal to Vm by R, V naught is equal to, we are getting something. Okay, I will discuss. Clear? It is operations about single phase of a rectifier with the resistor load. Okay, then by these conditions, you should calculate it. What is output voltage? What is output current? Uh, what is the V naught formula? What is I naught formula? Everything. What is the power factor? Everything should calculated. The derivations are there. So let us see. Okay, so here the average value of V naught across load R for single phase of rectifier circuit in terms of firing angle alpha is given by V naught is equal to, so it is the formula for 1 by 2 pi integral of alpha to pi Vm sin omega t d omega t. Why I am consider 1 by 2 pi means this circuit is also called as a one pulse. Why it is? The completion of one cycle, we are getting only one pulse. See, it is only one cycle, so we are getting as only one pulse. That's why it is called as a one pulse rectifier. Suppose in a completion of one cycle, we are getting as output two pulses, it is two pulses, but here only one pulse, it is also called as a one pulse rectifier. So the formula for V naught is equal to 1 by, so where 1 indicates number of pulses, n by t, it is n by t, so t indicates time period. So by seeing this, the completion of the time period for one cycle is 2 pi. Clear? So 1 indicates number of pulses in output, 1 by 2 pi integral of alpha to pi. Why I am consider limits alpha to pi? Conduction period. So it starts at alpha and ends at pi. Conduction period. The thyristor starts at alpha and ends at pi. So that's why I'm taking a limits are alpha to pi into Vs d omega t. Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t. So after differentiate, we are getting as Vm by 2 pi 1 plus cos alpha. It is the formula for output voltage in a single phase of rectifier with R load. Okay, suppose we should calculate a maximum value. Alpha is equal to 0, cos 0 1, 2 to cancel, we are getting Vm by pi only. What is the average load current? Already we are getting is V naught, so I naught is equal V naught by R. So what is V naught formula? Vm by 2 pi, so by R, Vm by 2 pi R into 1 plus cos alpha. And RMS voltage formula is V naught R is equal to 1 by 2 pi alpha to integral of alpha to pi Vm square sin square omega t d omega t whole power 1 by 2. So after differentiate, after derive all the we are getting as the formula is RMS voltage is equal to Vm by 2 root pi minus alpha plus 1 by 2 sin 2 alpha whole power 1 by 2. Vm by 2 root pi minus alpha plus 1 by 2 sin 2 alpha whole power 1 by 2. So what is the RMS value for current is equal to, already we know that RMS value of voltage. So divide that resistor we are getting as. Then power delivered to resistive load. It is the product of RMS load voltage and RMS load current. RMS load voltage is V0 VOR, RMS load current IOR. So we are getting as, so like this. So input volt amperes, input VA, the product of RMS source voltage, total RMS line current. RMS source voltage VS, whatever input is given is also nearly equal to RMS value. So VS into IOR. So finally input power factor. So we should calculate what is the power factor of given resistive load of single phase of rectifier. The formula is the ratio of power delivered to load and input VA. The ratio of power delivered to load and input VA. So power delivered to load is VOR IOR by VS IOR. So IOR cancel, are getting like this. Finally, power factor is equal to 1 by root 2 pi into pi minus alpha plus 1 by 2 sin 2 alpha. So if you take any converter, any rectifier circuit, so once you know the circuit diagram, then explain circuit diagram, then we know that operations with respect to circuit diagram. We draw the graph, supply voltage, gate pulses, output voltage, output current, voltage across thyristors. So like that we have to draw the each and every graph with respect to that firing angle, with respect to time, then derive the average voltage, average current, and finally power factor. So it is a process of, you should explain any rectifier, not only single phase. If you take any rectifier, so remember this. So it is the operation, it is the answer about single phase of rectifier with R load. So next concept, next single phase of rectifier with RL load. So that the diagram is, so then the diagram only, the one more load is connected in series with R. So RL load only. Okay. So remaining all are same. The diagram. So single phase SF is connected to in series with the thyristor. The thyristor is connected R and L. Finally close the circuit. It is a circuit diagram where V is equal to Vm sin, Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t, and T thyristor. Vt indicates voltage across thyristor, I0 load current, load RL load, and the waveforms. So here the waveforms are, first one is Vs, Vm sin omega t, second gate currents. So where gate current is applied only during fast half cycle only, and it is a waveform about the voltage across thyristor, and voltage waveform and current waveform. So here only little bit changes compared to single phase of rectifier with R load. So what is the difference? So what I'm saying, during every fast half cycle, the resistor will turn on at the presence of gate pulses only. So before the firing pulses, the voltage across thyristor is followed by supply voltage. So before that alpha, the voltage across thyristor is followed by supply voltage. Okay, at the time of alpha, the thyristor comes in conduction state. So the load voltage develop across RL only. So the V0 is equal to, so it is followed by supply voltage up to end of past of cycle. The voltage waveform same, current waveform also same. Okay, clear? Up to this, whatever input is given, that same output is that input is present in output also across RL load. So by the connections, by the presence of inductive load at the output of rectifier circuit, during negative half cycle, the current will changes automatically. What is the property of inductance? The inductance does not allow the sudden changes of current. Inductance does not allow the sudden changes of current. So during that conditions only, inductor does not allow that current. Sudden changes doesn't allow. So by that case, how much energy stored during fast half cycle, that energy directly transferred to the thyristor. The thyristor is in a forward bias during that negative half cycle also. How much energy will stores? Clear? At end of fast half cycle, automatic negative reverse negative half cycle will start. So during negative half cycle, current also changes. So inductor property means inductor doesn't allow the sudden changes of current. So whatever energy will stores during fast half cycle, that energy makes to turn on the devices up to the energy will loss. Clear that? So that's why the current will not comes in zero state. The comes in zero state. The comes in zero state. Okay, so that's why the current will not zero. So what is the output voltage? Automatically it is reverse bias, negative voltage. Negative voltage will presented up to this case, up to this case only. So and clear, that means In case of single phase off rectifier with RL load, the output voltage is alpha to pi and again pi to pi plus alpha negative. So what is the output current? Alpha to pi plus alpha. So it is alpha up to this alpha. It is pi. It is pi plus alpha. It is 2 pi. It is 2 pi. It is 2 pi plus alpha. 3 pi. 3 pi plus alpha. So like that. So what is the output current? Starts at alpha to pi plus alpha. So in this case, what is the conduction period of RL load? Alpha to pi plus alpha. So derivations part of average voltage, the calculations of average voltage, the limits are considered as alpha to pi plus alpha. But in case of R load, alpha to pi only. So remember this. So why you should consider pi plus alpha means depends upon the inductance. So the property of inductance, it doesn't allow the sudden changes of current. That's why the thyristor comes in conduction state up to some portion about during A2 off cycle. Okay, clear? So it is the operations about the same. So here what I'm saying, the connection period is alpha to pi plus alpha, alpha to pi plus alpha. So I'm taken as pi plus alpha, that is second firing angle. It is also called as a extinction angle. Okay, so it is I'm taking a second extinction angle. The symbol is beta. So that's why I'm taken as limits are taken as 1 by 2 pi means only one pulse in output of DC. So one time period 2 pi limits alpha to beta Vm sin omega t. So Vm by 2 pi cos alpha minus cos beta. So like that you should derive all the output current, RMS voltage, everything. So finally input power factor. So it is the main operation about the single phase of rectifier with R load and RL load. RL load, the limits are considered alpha to pi plus alpha or alpha to beta. Beta is called as a extinction angle. Remember this. So if you take any converter, suppose the load is RL load means we should consider beta and alpha, everything. Okay, it is a concept about the single phase of rectifier with R load and RL load. Okay.